Hello everybody, we continue talking about Ansys Workbench and working with General CAD system, and today we talk about import parameters from CAD system. So we have object which doesn't have list of equation additional, but we have some object in a model where we have some dimensions, and those dimensions also can be as parameters. So tools, Ansys Workbench. This geometry file are saved, so we send our model to Ansys Workbench without problem. In Ansys Workbench we have a geometry object, and we can add static structural, and we can open Ansys Mechanical. But for now, no one from parameters will came from SolidWorks to our Ansys Mechanical. There are some reasons. Those reasons in preferences. So we will show our result, then change something and do next things. Okay, we have our geometry, and this is our geometry part, and we doesn't see in any place of here any parameters we see. Sorry for my English. Okay, let's open our Ansys Workbench geometry, and here we will delete anything here. And now we need to update our geometry, and after updating we can see that we have couple of parameters which came with this body. So we can put P here, and we can work with those parameters in parameters set. And we can say, for example, that we want something like 100 here, 200 here, and 1000 here, for example. It's applied here, so we can update our geometry, and during some time update. Okay, yeah, we need to update not here but in Workbench project. So we obtain our new model, and as you see we can work with this geometry with those parameters in any kind of task and in any kind of way we want. But it's not very comfortable to import all parameters, even if we use only independent, not all, because we can import only independent parameters and we can import all. Independent, it's parameters that independent in SolidWorks. For example, if we we'll say equation and say that, for example, this object equal this multiplied by 2, for example, we can change here any size. For example, we rebuild and we see what's happened. And as you say, our small break changed to big bar from Ansys. Now we add some editing, and this editing we do without Ansys Workbench. So if we want to apply something, we need to re-update our object. And we see only 2 parameters instead of 3, which was on a previous session. So it import, as we say, only independent. If we say here all parameters, it will import all parameters. Okay, but why it's not import parameters from the scratch? Reason of this in these options. First of all, we see here ans, prefix, and I don't remember, maybe workbench VB. So if we add here some prefix, it will import only those parameters who contain those letters and digits. For example, we add PPP here, we update our geometry, and we doesn't have any parameters because we doesn't have parameters with PPP here. But if we create something here, for example, PPP width equal 100, for example, and PPP length equal 500, we will import those parameters in our workbench, but for now these parameters are independent and model independent from those parameters. So we need to say something here, PPP width, for example, and it don't add any dimensions. So equal PPP width, and now this dimension linked to our parameter PPP. Also, we can do some changes, and for example here we also can add parameters equal PPP length. Okay, and as you see, it also have linked to our global parameters. So if we update our object now, Just a moment. Update here. We see two parameters that we can use, and as you see, those parameters have good names that very simple to understand, and have some prefix which say that we want to import only those parameters. And with those different prefixes, we can create different type of parameters and send them into Ansys, and we will understand what is this and what we do with this parameter. So something like that. From this short video, you learn how to work with parameters from General CAD. Hope it will be helpful for you, and bye.